Hi everybody, Coach Max here, and today I want to talk about obstacles. Obstacles or discomfort that is showing up in your life. And why is that? And how do we deal with this? So if you've been following along, I'm Coach Max, and I do those videos to inspire you, to guide you into your own inner journey. We all have our own path, and our path is we all have our dragons to slay, basically. And I believe we are worthy of wholeness, inner peace, love, joy. And it is when we slay those dragons and we get rid of those obstacles that we can connect with that joy and peacefulness and happiness that we are. So you can obviously relate to this. We all went through in our life difficulties or struggles. And whatever the intensity, right? This is very personal. You might be going through something that seems very mundane compared to somebody that you know that is going through something much bigger. But the nature of who we are as humans is the same, right? We feel things and we think sometimes too much. And that's where our heartache and our pain comes from. So whatever the intensity of the challenge or the obstacles we're facing, we end up feeling the same things. I'm not talking about physical pain here. That's a little bit different, but you get the point. Hence, I think we can all relate to this because we all have our dragons to slay and we all go through our struggles. So let's debunk this a little bit. How come they keep on showing up? How come they're there? What should I do with them? And how do I outgrow this? Let's start with the basics. Why are they there? And why do they keep on showing up? Well, why are they there? Simply because we all go through our sets of experiences, good and bad. And that shapes us in one shape or form. When we go through a heartache or a struggle, an obstacle, call it whatever you want. My parents got divorced. That was an obstacle for me when I was a kid. I got divorced. That was another good obstacle. Difficulties in relationships. I check that. Bankruptcy. Check that. And on. When we go through those struggles, they're an experience that we live. And as soon as we resist them, we store them inside. Resisting means I'm fighting with it. I'm discontent about it. I'm judging it. I'm unhappy. I'm sad. I'm mad. I'm trying to manipulate or control the situation so that it doesn't feel bad anymore. I just want to be happy, right? So I'm going to try to control things to make myself happy. When we do all that, we're playing with the experience, we're resisting it, and we're storing it inside. And life as it is, it just unfolds naturally, as it always been, will create situations for us that will link to those past struggles or experiences and obstacles that we went through. That's going to spark within a reaction. You know, we're still connected somehow to those experiences that we stored inside. And once something new comes up that is likely or similar or even by a stretch similar to what we felt and dealt with in the past about a situation, we go through the same stuff again. And that's good. That's a good thing. Because trust me, you don't want to keep that inside. the more you keep that inside, the more unhappy you are, and the sicker you might be. You know, in and out, your body can literally react to whatever you're keeping inside. I can check that mark too. So that's the fundamental, that's the basis. This is how they come about. Experiences, we store them inside because we don't know, we're not equipped, we're not mature yet to deal with them accordingly, appropriately. And then as life goes on, we will face other situations that will spark within us the same feelings and thoughts because they remind us of what we went through before. I say it's a good thing. Why? It's a good thing because, yeah, you don't want to keep that in, right? Don't you want to be happy? I just want to be happy. And when we keep those things inside, well, you better believe that, some level of unhappiness is going to show up again once you have to deal with them one more time. So whatever the ways in which they might show up, through a person, through a mundane circumstance, through a situation at work or at home, good. This is your first cue that you still have to release something inside. You haven't processed what you needed to process. You haven't healed what you need to heal. And you need to let it go. You need to cleanse, basically. So that's your first cue. When it shows up and you feel the discomfort, whatever you can associate it with something of your past, right there and then, or you need a little bit of work to uncover why it's there, know that as soon as you feel something that's uncomfortable, good. Uncomfortable equal good. I know it's weird, but it's the truth. It's your opportunity to do the work, to cleanse, to heal, and to outgrow whatever you're going through. At this point, I think it's crucial that you're not being hard with yourself. Don't judge yourself too harshly, Have a little bit of compassion. We all go through our stuff, and we all want to be happy. And that requires a little bit of work. Like I said at the beginning, we need to slay our dragons. That's the hero's journey Joseph Campbell was talking about. That's okay. That's part of our process. You, me, everybody. So as soon as a thought kicks in, like, I shouldn't be dealing with this anymore, or I'm better than this, or I thought I've resolved this. What's going on with me? What's wrong with me? No. Let's not go there. That's never going to help. Don't try to fight your mind. That's a losing game. 100% of the time. I would argue you would be better off just to acknowledge what's there. Welcome it. Maybe it can become a mantra for you. I welcome this. I can get through this, whatever that might be. Acknowledge what's there, welcome it, and work with it. Actually, the Japanese have a very interesting approach to this in Morita therapy, where they ask you to observe and welcome and acknowledge the feelings that are there. Once the feeling is there, it's there. Don't try to fight with it. It's there. So it might as well just see it for what it is and work with it. By the way, the feelings do not dictate who you are, right? It's not because I feel something that I am this thing. I'm just the person who's experimenting or experiencing this feeling. That's another conversation, but you might get what I mean here. The Stoics also had a similar interpretation or views or approach on this. They talked about proto-passion. What they meant by that is that as human beings that we are, there are things that we're going to feel, and they're going to come up naturally. And there is no point in trying to fight with it or, suppress it. It's just natural. It's part of who we are as human beings. So acknowledge them for what they are and just work with it. So don't be too hard with yourself, basically. Have a little bit of compassion. Know what they are, observe, welcome, and then work with it. Let's move on to this phase now. How do I work with stuff, that are coming up due to past experiences? Well, there might be a lot of techniques out there, and they're all good. I've used them myself, and depending where you are on your own path and your own journey, you might need them, or you might, work with some that are best aligned with who you are. Breathing is one, meditation is one, mantras is one, positive thinking is one, and so on. There are many. They are all tools. So I'm not the teacher or the coach that uses these tools mainly, but you can find them easily out there. Put them in your quiver if you want, and use them as you may when something comes up. That might get you to a higher state where you're, able to see more clearly. You're more aligned with your higher voice, let's call it, or your daimon, as the Stoics would call it. There's a higher version of you in there that knows the truth, that can pierce through whatever bullshit is coming up. And it is when we can connect with that part of ourselves that magic happens. And all of these tools that I named are helpful to get you there. One thing that I just talked about actually this morning, which is very simple but efficient, is to relax. Just to relax. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but it's the most powerful one. Like, okay, you're waking up, let's say, in the morning, and you had something to deal with yesterday, all right? It disturbed you, it made this thing inside, over here, and you were able to spot it. And you're like, okay, no, this is good, thank you. I see it, let me work with that. And you were able to switch from this vicious, loop to a virtuous one where you use maybe a tool or a mantra or whatnot, and you got better yesterday. Now you wake up this morning and you still think about that. It's still coming up, and still trying to cleanse, really. And you're like, shoot, I failed. I thought I had to deal with it yesterday. Now it's still coming up today. What's wrong? Well, again, let's not go there. Let's not do that. Have a little bit of compassion with you. These are not, little things for you, maybe. And it's going to take time. It's going to take practice for you to deal with it and heal and cleanse and get rid of this sensation. So again, acknowledge, welcome it, have a little bit of compassion or a lot of compassion, and relax. Remind yourself that you don't have to fight with your mind, that it's there. You're just the person who's experiencing it, that you're willing to welcome it, you're willing to outgrow it, that you can, you will. Breathe in and let go. Relax. And that's as high as you can get. Relax. Let it go. And if it shows up again, do the same thing. And repeat and repeat and repeat. So I hope this helps you and viewing what might be disturbing you from a different perspective, a different lens. And hopefully I've given you a few tools here and there to help you on your own journey. You can slay those dragons. I know. We can all do. That's how powerful you are. You know, you're not a victim of life. You're a co-creator. Mm-hmm. So yeah, co-create. If it helps, please let me know. Reach out, give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody that might need it. And let's bring a little bit of light. Let's bring a little bit of light and lightness in all of our days, so that we may heal. We may heal, grow, and serve. Many blessings. Sending you lots of love. And I'll see you soon in another Stoa. Cheers.